Where do I begin? Hi, my name is Gabe, and I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur. And this is my journey, or the lowest point of my success. And I call this the lowest point of my success because this is just the start of everything for me. But to get back to where I started to get me to this point, we could go all the way back to my very first camera, which was purchased in 2019 after taking a photography course in high school. That sort of piqued my interest in the whole entrepreneurial life, whether it was with content or photography or just being my own boss. And I would say I always had this mindset because even in middle school, I was one of those kids that was selling candy out of their book bags. A lot of kids got detention for being bad or messing around in class. Well, I got in trouble for hustling. I got in trouble for selling $2 Skittles out of my book bag. And I think that is where the very first start of my journey began, because that sparked the interest in being my own boss, finding my own ways to make money, finding my own ways to just do things on my own. And if anyone out there thinks that where I am now was handed to me or a silver spoon was fed in my mouth, it is not the case. I've been broke, I've tried numerous of things, and a lot of things didn't work. But I would definitely say at this point, we're somewhere. But yeah, after that photography class, I literally spent every penny in my bank account getting my very first camera. I remember it was like a Canon T6, it was about $300. And at the time, that was all the money I had, $300 to my name. You know, high school, I wasn't big on working. I didn't want to work. I saw how much my brother worked his job, and I didn't want that to be me. So I tried a lot of things to just not work, or at least avoiding getting a job as long as I could. So yeah, I bought that first camera, and since then, it's been just a crazy journey. I remember my first leap into chasing my dreams was starting a YouTube channel, this YouTube channel. And if you actually go down, you'll see in 2019 where I was making videos consistently. Now, those videos weren't great, but they were just me trying to bring the dream to life, trying to breathe air into my creativity. And looking back, it's almost hard to see how far I've come and to see where I started. I can't say it was easy. It was definitely hard because I'm sure everybody knows this. At that stage of chasing your dreams, it's not like you're making money. It's not like you're at the peak of where you want to be. You know, it's hard because you still want to make money. You still want to make a name for yourself. You still want to chase the dream, but at the same time, be accomplished of everything already. And it's hard chasing your dreams when you're not really seeing the results you want to see. And at the time, I was making these YouTube videos and I was barely getting any views, but I just did it because I loved it. It fulfilled that creative hole that I had in me that I just wanted to pursue. It was hard because slowly throughout my high school career, I realized that I'm not gonna be able to make a living off this, or at least I thought so. And then yeah, eventually I did end up having to get a job, which was my very first job. It was like a catering job where I had to serve people, like weddings, sweet 16s, birthdays. And don't get me wrong, it was a great job. It was a great first job, but I think getting that job made that hole in me even more to not want to work and to end up one day being my own boss. Cause I realized that clocking in, taking orders, it just wasn't for me, and I knew it wasn't for me. And the crazy thing is, I think my parents knew that I didn't want to do that either, because they knew that I was the kid selling candy in school. They knew that I spent every dollar on my camera, so they knew that I had the vision. I just wasn't at that stage where it was bringing life to me. I stuck with that job for about a year, and in that year, I started photography. And things were going good. They weren't going great, but they were going good. And it felt good because, yes, I was working a job, but I was also working on my passion, my craft, this business that I built from $300 that I had in my bank account, and to be able to make that 300 back plus more, and it felt good. I can't lie, it really did feel good. But to fast forward all the way up into college, my freshman year, this is where I quit my actual job and decided to really try and go full in on just the whole content creation thing, whether it was YouTube or videography, photography. I went full in. I remember this was 2020, 2021 COVID days. I was literally posting every single day on YouTube, and honestly, it burnt me out. And I think I got burnt out because I was looking to make that my token out. You know, I didn't really want to go to college, but I did. Like, I didn't even apply to no colleges. I didn't even take my SAT. I literally went to a 2-year community college and just transferred onto a 4-year after that. But yeah, so in that 2-year span of me in that community college, I was trying so hard to make something work, whether it was YouTube or photography. And although things didn't work out the way I wanted, it was still a season of growth. I was able to grow my photography business to the point where I was able to sustain myself with just that job. And I was also able to have so much fulfillment with YouTube. Even though I was burnt out, even though I wasn't where I wanted to be, just making videos and putting it out there was just the best feeling. And even if I had just my hometown friends supporting me, that little community of everyone in the comment section and just everyone seeing my long-term vision at the little seed that it was at the time, it was the most fulfilling thing ever. And yeah, that brought me to my junior year in college, where I transferred to Rowan University. Now, this is sort of where things got a little scary, because now I have to deal with, all right, life after college, you know. If I don't want to get a job, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna have to get a job? I have my parents on my back, like, what are you gonna do after college? Are you gonna get your master's? Are you gonna do this and do that? Are you gonna change your major? And it was just the pressure of school and just my life after school literally just piled my mindset. That's all I could think about. And it sort of caused me to get into this mindset of, I need to try everything in order to avoid getting into the workforce. And that's literally what I did. And in doing this, I went broke. I literally went broke. I tried getting into stocks. I tried getting into NFTs. I tried Airbnbs. Like, the list went on. I made so many dumb investments into businesses that I thought would work, and they didn't. And it literally brought me to $0 in my bank account. And I got to the point where I literally had to ask my siblings for money. And you know, it was a very hard time, because a lot of my friends and a lot of my peers thought I was doing well for myself. I guess for the fact that, you know, I always walked around with the camera, I was always vlogging, so they just saw me as someone who just has something going on for themselves. Meanwhile, in the back of my head, I'm struggling with $0 in my account, struggling with trying to find a way to break through into this entrepreneur life so I don't have to work a job after college, and time is just ticking. So in that time frame, it was hard, and I can't lie, it was a struggle. But it actually came to the point where I sort of kind of gave up on photography and the whole YouTube thing. I stopped YouTube, I sort of stopped photography, and I just accepted the fact that I might just have to get a job after college as a therapist. That was my major. I was a human services major, so the goal was to be a therapist after college. And I accepted that. You know, I didn't like school, so I wasn't the best student. I got B's, I got C's, I even got D's. But I still got through it, through my junior year at least. And I would say the start of my senior year was when things truly started to change. Now, going into senior year, that summer, I was scared, so scared. Because over the summer, I barely worked. I tried to pick up photography again. That really didn't work as well. So I'm literally going into my senior year with barely any money, thinking, what am I gonna do? You know, I still don't want to get a job after college, but at this point, I literally have no choice. So I go into my senior year, and I would say 2 months in, I got this offer to be a social media manager for this shoe company called SoFly. And big shout out to this opportunity and that job, because that was the first big job that I got from solely my experience with my camera work. Literally, the job description was me following them around the world with my camera, creating their pictures, their Instagram reels, managing their social media. It was literally a dream job. Like, it was salary and everything. So I got this job, and literally all the worries went away. Like, I had an amazing salary at the time. You know, I'm making more than a lot of my peers who are in college. I'm thinking to myself, all right, I could graduate and I'm not gonna have to get a job. Like, I'm gonna be good. I ended up graduating, and then that job moved me to full time. And the excitement of me graduating and having that job was probably felt like my biggest accomplishment at that time, because I solely got that job from a decision I made years ago. Buying that camera for $300, the trial and error of all the businesses up until that point of getting offered that job was just like, maybe this whole crazy delusional dream of mine of being my own boss might just be possible. Because if I can get to this point, imagine what I could do beyond this. You know, and it was just, that was the mindset, because I never thought I could get paid money like that for something I taught myself. I taught photography to myself. I taught a little bit of social media to myself. You know, everything that I've learned, I've then got to bring to life, you know? And although I was working under a company, that was still just like, almost like a dream, you know? Because not often do you get a job like that from not going to school, you know? So being able to get that job, and it was solely because I put myself in the position to be that person, that's just tough. That was just tough. But yeah, so I graduated college. I went full time with them. We literally traveled the world for a year. I was doing all their content, and it was just, it was amazing. It was amazing. But a year later, after that, I got let go from this job. And not saying that me getting let go from this job was the worst thing ever, but I did have like a split second like realization of me possibly being back to square one. Not that that was scary, because I trusted myself to always make something happen. I've always had that drive to try, for trial and error, you know, to always take the risk. I've always had that drive. But it was scary because I didn't want to go get my master's degree, or I didn't want to go into the workforce, you know, because I've had a taste of, just a little taste of this entrepreneur life of just traveling and making content. I was like, there's no way I can go back. There's no way I could backtrack and go get a job as a therapist from being here, you know? So it was scary, and I felt like I was at square one, but also I looked at it as like, I have a clean slate. Like, this is the very first time where I could actually go all in, because at this point I have a little bit of money saved from this job. You know, I've improved my skill. I've gained a lot of like knowledge on business. So it was almost like that door closed so the real door can open. And when you put it like that, it's literally like God's redirection. And after I thought about it that way, the whole mindset changed. I saw it as God just closed that door because the purpose He has for me is higher than where I was at. That was just a season preparing me for the season that I'm supposed to be in. And once I had that mindset, I went back to the drawing board. You know, what business could I try again, you know, now that I have some money saved up? Or what could be the most profitable but also the most that give me the most freedom. You know, at this point, I was thinking long term, like I was thinking longevity wise. And I can't say this process was easy because it definitely wasn't. I went about 6 months of not having almost any income. Me at home thinking of what can I do? Like, what can I do to make a living for myself, to make a name for myself? And it was hard, especially because I had my parents there watching me think of these ideas and, you know, rip up ideas, throw away ideas. And it was hard because I also had to deal with them asking me, what's next? What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna go back to school to get your master's? Are you gonna get a job with your degree? And they would ask me these things repeatedly and repeatedly. And that just made me think, if I'm gonna settle for my degree, before I do that, I have to try something. And if that doesn't work, then I'll have no choice. I'll have no choice. So that's what I did. I vividly remember this night. I'm literally on TikTok searching ways to make money. What's a business idea with zero startup costs? And of course, all the ones came up, like drop shipping and digital marketing. All those things came up, and I already went down that path a while ago, and it just didn't work out for me. But then I came across UGC, and that literally changed everything. That one night, coming across that video. And I definitely think God showed that video to me, because there's no way I've never seen this before. There's no way I've never seen this business before, or never seen this aspect of social media before. Because I've researched this tons of times. Ways to make money online, how to make this much a month, and how to be financially free, and how to do this and do that. And I've never came across UGC until that night. So I know it was intentional, because there was just no way. But I did some research on it, and basically the business idea of UGC is you're basically just creating content for brands for them to post on their page. And once I saw that, like once it said like you don't need no followers to start, you just need to know how to work a camera, or just know how to work social media, or know how to work videography, I'm like, this is literally my gold mine. Because again, that investment I made years ago, back in 2018 when I bought my first camera for $300, my last $300, allowed me to gain the skill of videography, photography, social media, and things of that sort. So it was as simple as putting the skill I already know into a business that's already up and running. Combining those two, it was just insane. Just my first month of researching UGC, you know, I told my parents, like, I think I found something that's gonna work. Like, I think I found something that's gonna work. Just let me try this, and we'll see what happens. And they're like, you go ahead. Like, we trust you. We've seen that you make things happen for yourself. We trust your hard work. We trust your dedication. We trust your work ethic. So if you think it's gonna work, go for it. And that just gave me all the motivation I needed to go all in, because now it's like, I have to live up to how they see me, you know? And that right there, that feeling of just, this might work feeling, is like, I don't think I'll ever let go of that feeling. That feeling right there of just like, I think I cracked the code, or I think I found what's gonna work. Unreal. Fast forward to my first month of starting this business, I had a little office in my room. I'll show you a video. I had this little office in my room, and I would literally sit there from day to night, researching about UGC, how to reach out to brands, how to negotiate, how to make contracts and invoices, and I'm literally doing the whole 9 yards for just a few weeks, you know? I'm grinding every single day because I have so much faith in this business, and I've never had this much confidence in a business idea except for this one. You know, when I tried stocks, when I tried Airbnbs, I've always was like 50% like, I don't know. But with this, it's like it just clicked. It's like I just knew this was the one. So I literally gave everything I had. I tried everything. I gave my all. Gave my all. And my first month, I actually made $2,000. And that $2,000 wasn't just like, okay, we made money. No, it was like we made money from making content. We made money from social media. We made money from that first investment years ago of $300. And just that right there set me up for the future. Not financially, but mentally. It was the confirmation that this was the right business for me to start. And it was just insane. Like, since then, things have just skyrocketed. You know, my second month, I was grinding hard. I did another $2,000 or $3,000 in this business. And that's when I was like, okay, $3,000 is what I was making at my old job. You know, and that's what majority make at their 9 to 5, $3,000 a month. And I made that solely with just making videos in my room at that. And just that was just hard to believe for me, because I've been at this stage where I've tried businesses and they didn't work. I invested into businesses and I lost money. So I've been here before, but except this time it was different. It was working. This time it was working. Whew. I'm getting a little amped up talking about this. But yeah, so moving forward, after those first 2 months of my success, man, literally I gave my everything. I gave my everything. And it got to the point where I started to thank myself for not giving up, because I could have, but I didn't. And I think all the risk that I've took in the past, even from the risk of selling candy out of my book bag in middle school, from that risk all the way to the risk of starting this new business, I don't think I regret any of them at all. But to keep going on this journey of mine to get to where I'm at now, I'm currently 5 to 6 months into starting UGC, and I'm averaging $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And for me to even say that is crazy, because I started at such a young age, and you have a dream sometimes and you don't truly believe in the dream, but it took a certain of delusion for me to keep on going, for me to keep on taking the risk, for me to keep on failing. And to this day, I still haven't even like gotten the chance to like fully just be proud of myself, fully just say, Gabe, like, you did it. Up until this point right now. And it's just, it feels like a breath of fresh air. Looking back at where I started and where I'm at now, literally in my dream apartment with a dream job, being in the position I'm at now, it's unreal. It's unreal. And I think the best feeling or the best part of being where I'm at now is being able to show my parents the fruits of what they had to witness. Because they're the ones that had to worry of what I was gonna do with my future. They're the ones that had to watch me grind and struggle and sit and just try all these different things and none of them worked, you know? And I'm just glad that I was able to share that journey of me starting this with them. this success just means more than anything if it was like just me. They get to see the fruits of my labor with me. And of course, the goal isn't just this. The goal is more, bigger. You know, I want to be able to buy them a house one day, give them their dream cars, you know? And that's why I call this the lowest point of my success. Because this is me just stepping into the door. This is me literally at the bottom of the mountain, and I can literally see the top. And yeah, that's what it is, the lowest point of my success. And geez, it's been a journey. I tell you that, it's been a journey, but it feels good. And to the little boy that started this dream, spending his last $200 on that camera, not being scared of what anybody would say, but got on YouTube and made videos repeatedly every week, even though they didn't get any views. Thank you. Thank you. And to me, thank you for all the risk. Thank you for taking all the risk. Thank you for trusting your work ethic. Thank you for trusting in yourself and being able to make it happen. Thank you for not giving up. And thank you for keeping the dream alive. Because that's what we're doing here. We're simply just keeping the dream alive. It never died. We're just giving it fresh air and letting it do this thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It definitely felt good to make this video because yes, I was making it for you guys, but if I'm being completely honest, I think I was making this video really for me. Really for me to look back on what I've done, where I've come from, the risks, the struggles, and to just appreciate them now. And I can't even end this video without giving it all to God. And I definitely should have mentioned him throughout this video, but besides my parents, besides me and my hard work, all that is nothing without giving it to God. Like, it's literally nothing without giving it to God. And if I didn't pursue him and continue to pursue him now the way I did in those hard seasons, I would not be here right now. And my dad would always say this: seek God first and everything else will come after. Seek God first and everything will come after. And it's true. And it's true. The prayers, the talking to him, the relationship, literally it's worth it. It's all worth it. And it's literally in the Bible. Seek first my kingdom. Seek first my kingdom. And all else will follow. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, if you're still watching this video, I want to say thank you. And aside from saying thank you, I want to say, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have just that little peak or a little seed of inspiration, plant it and water it, and continue to water it. Yes, leaves may fall as the trees grow, but that doesn't mean the tree is dead. So let the leaves fall, but continue to water that seed, that plant, that tree, and it will grow into the most beautiful thing ever. And I promise you that. And that's all. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. This is just the lowest point of my journey. We're just getting started.